What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. So guys, there is a viral story going around by a popular MC, Styles P. You know, he was in the legendary rap group, The Lox. And like I said, I'm from the 90s, so Styles P was one of the best lyricists in The Lox. Him and Jadakiss are the truth, right? And we saw how they just obliterated Dipset on the versus battle, you know, because they're good. They're great. And he's an excellent MC. But also our brother Styles P has a heart for the black community. And we know that many of our brothers and sisters have faced certain levels of discrimination, police brutality. We know that Black Lives Matter has been started because of that. But brother Styles P was in Yonkers, and then what happened was there was an unarmed sister that was being wrestled to the ground by the police. And I'm not going to play the video of him intervening. He confronted the police officers, calling them the B word and, you know, the HOE word. And in reality, he could have got himself killed. Okay. And a lot of people were praising our brother for that confrontation. But Styles P, he changed his mind on how he behaved in that video. And I'm going to play that small clip here, and then we'll come back and talk about it.
On behalf of all young black people who've seen the video, I was wrong, because you got to be careful of what you do and how you speak out here, because we're all at danger. But we also got to kind of step up when we see shit being done wrong. I definitely should have delegated it better. And usually I actually do delegate it better, to be honest with you. I go through that a lot. But most of the time, it turns out in a positive manner, so there's never going to be footage of it. So that it is what it is. That's how it goes. And most of the time I'm calm, because most of the time when it happens, it's usually males, all males involved. This one caught me off guard from seeing a female being slammed. Now, I understand, you know, there's certain ways you got to delegate yourself, and there's certain ways you got to carry it. So for all the young black people, all the healthy people, all the white people, I don't hate cops, you know. I hate the mistreatment of poor people. I hate the mistreatment of poor black people. I hate the mistreatment of poor Spanish people, even poor white people in the hood. I hate the fact that it's easy to throw cops in a neighborhood that'll get a benefit, a salary, with a bunch of people that they have no idea how it works, and they're putting scared people in our thing. On top of that, I don't want to see the cops fired. I don't want to see the cops lose their job, lose their lifeline. I want to see them be able to delegate where they're at. I don't actually even blame them so much. I blame the system. I gotta blame the whole system out of.
So guys, you heard what brother Styles P said. And let me just say this. If you're a brother from the black community and you come across somebody like a black woman that's being subdued by the police or being abused, and I will say that, even myself, I'm compelled to want to come to her defense. Even being in the manosphere or being a part of the manosphere or what goes on with black people. You just feel empowered. Like, why are y'all treating her like this? Whatever she did, why is this the case? And you tend to want to, you know, get involved because you don't trust the police. But then at the same time, one of the things we don't know is we don't know what she did, okay? And the last thing that I want to do as a black man that is trying to live a successful life, I'm trying to work just like the police officers are trying to work. They're in the working class just like many of us are. In the working class is either you working every day or you're really rich. All of us work. So what if she was stealing? What if she had a gun? We don't know while they're doing it. So it's not like they're trying to arrest the sister for their health. Obviously, she did something, and she is trying to resist arrest. Okay? So the police are taught, no matter what it is, man or woman, that you need to subdue the person. Could it be harsh? Sure. But also at the same time, we got to look at the fact we don't know what she did. And the last thing I want to do is come to the defense of somebody who was doing something wrong. Secondarily, he makes a great point. I don't want young black people doing the same thing because you might get killed yourself. And the thing about it is police officers, some of them are not built to take on that kind of pressure. They're trying to subdue somebody. Here you are calling them out their name. All it takes is for somebody to be stupid and shoot you. Now they'll go to jail for it, but then you're dead. Okay. And a lot of black people will see that and they will feel empowered to do the same thing. But the reality is, if you want to really make sure that the person is doing the right thing, record the video. You record the video and you show it to the news, or you show it to the police departments, and you try to make that person lose a job. But now if you get there and put yourself at risk, there's no telling what the person can do. And again, I want to talk about this because I've noticed, especially amongst the East Coast, in the Midwest, we're seeing a lot more women dealing in criminality than before, at least on social media. I don't know what the statistics are saying, but I noticed that we're seeing that. We are witnessing more women participating in crime. Why is that? I want to know why that is. I need to know because, like in Philadelphia, you saw this sister that walked up to this guy and shot this guy. Like, straight in the chest. You're seeing it in Chicago, you're seeing it in Philadelphia. Women are involved in drive-by shootings. So if we really want to change the situation, we gotta address what systems are creating these people. In black people like Styles P, it will require them to do the heavy intellectual lifting. And David Carey said it all the time. We want to complain about the outcomes or the symptoms, but we don't want to address the problem. And the problem is we need to avoid, because prevention is better than diagnosis. What systems are creating African Americans? Or what are our behaviors are in creating people that they encounter the law? We don't want to talk about that. And when we talk about that, we get defensive. He says he hates that poor blacks are being mistreated by the cops. But we also got to talk about this too. The people in poverty tend to, in these communities, commit the most crimes. So if you hate that, then what are the resources that you are giving them or that they have to do something better? If you really care about that, and this is what I'm talking about, we don't care about that. We don't. We rather sit back, talk about Black Lives Matter and all of this other stuff and doing all this other crap. But we don't care about these people. We don't, because if we did, we would try to have resources for our people so they would have more resources. Okay? They would have tutoring in the communities. We wouldn't want to pay for it, okay? But we don't. We want to sit back and cry every time something happens and be victims. And that's all Styles P wants to do, is be a professional victim. Why is that young woman encountering the cops? We won't talk about that because it requires you to do some work. And again, the black community in America doesn't want to do any work. We don't want to take care of our people. We don't want our people to be cleaned up. We just want to complain about what happens to them. That's why you vote. That's why you give money to political campaigns. That's why you compete. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again. Another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe at the bell. Check out the first clip at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains all-time high. I'm out.